Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. Sometimes you get a matchup between two undefeated fighters. One of them's good, one of them's very good. And it looks like almost like a pro versus a novice, just because the very good fighter is, in a different class. And such was the case with Beatriz Ferreira when she defended her IBF lightweight title against another Ferreira, spelt differently but pronounced the same, MARIA INES FERREYRA, undefeated in 12 fights, 11 wins, one draw. And Maria Ines, I'll refer to them by their Christian names, not their surnames, because it's the same surname. Maria, she had 6 KOs in the 11 wins, which is a high rate for female boxing, because you have these 2-minute rounds, which I can't stand, but anyway. But she was getting rid of girls early. But of course, the quality of the opposition is what matters. And to be honest with you, if you go back to 2023, which is when she had her draw, the draw was against a girl with a 2-6 record. So reading between the lines, 28 years of age, Maria is. She's from Argentina. Beatriz from Brazil, former Olympian, 32 years old now. She's 7-0 now with 2 KOs. But Maria Ines Ferreira, if you look at her record, there weren't really a lot of substance to it. But in this fight, even though she lost, I think I gave her 1 round in the mid, 6th or 7th, something like that. I thought Beatriz Ferreira took her foot off the gas a little bit, and Maria was able to maybe pinch the round. But it was pretty much a clinic by Beatriz. Very, very good fighter, Beatriz Ferreira. Quite short for the weight. I think she's about 5'4", maybe. Little stocky, little powerful thing. God bless her. She fights really skillfully and really aggressively. And when you mix the skill in with the aggression, that's a tough fighter to beat. And Maria Ines did not stop trying all along. This was, like I say, this was Brazil versus Argentina. Beatriz, Brazil, Maria, Argentina. Big rivalry between those countries in football. Now it's in boxing, but there was only one winner, and that was Brazil. And Beatriz, had every punch in the book. She fought. She's a pure box fighter. She doesn't neglect the skill. She doesn't neglect the technique. But, Christ, she throws punches like they're going out of fashion. And Maria herself, was throwing punches. She was never stopped trying to win, always going forward. But she was just being spun and clipped and hit and jabbed, and she didn't have the first say in the exchanges. She didn't really have the last say, and the rounds bore pretty much a striking resemblance to each other. But make no mistake about it, both of these ladies were orthodox fighters. It was just one. She was just too good for Maria. Beatriz was just too good for Maria, and Maria can just hold her hands up and say, "Hey, the better girl won." And she, like I say, she didn't really do anything wrong. There was some technique there. She was trying to jab, she was trying to land the backhand, she was moving forward, trying to quicken her feet. But whatever she did, there were check hooks going in there. There were, Beatriz had her own jab. She likes the hooks, double-handed hooks. I suppose being a sort of shorter, squat girl, she likes to get in close and fire those hooks. But even at mid-range, she was looking very, very skillful, very fast, good with her feet. So she ended up winning a very wide, unanimous decision. And I suppose the obvious question is there anyone out there to beat her? Now, after the fight, the WBA champion, Stephanie Han, who is undefeated herself, she got into the ring, and they were very respectful to each other. But Beatriz and Stephanie, they say, we want to fight each other next in a unification. Stephanie has the WBO belt, Beatriz has the IBF belt. The other champions are Terri Harper with the WBO belt, and this is the big one for me, Caroline Dubois with the WBC belt. Now, I think Beatriz, actually, when they had a face-off, Stephanie Han and Beatriz Ferreira, the height difference was striking. I mean, Stephanie must be 4, maybe 5 inches taller than Beatrice. So, that would be interesting. She's 34 years old, Stephanie, so she's not a young fighter, but is undefeated. And I think this would be an interesting matchup because of the dimensions. I would think Beatrice would beat her, probably on points. I think Beatrice would I might be able to stop Terri Harper, but would certainly outpoint her. See, the thing about Beatrice is she's so busy, and there's such a variety to her work. It's both hands, it's at different ranges, and sometimes she switch hits as well. She's very good at that. But the WBC champ, Caroline Dubois, that might be a different proposition because Caroline is very, very good, and has proven it, and can probably match Beatrice for physicality, because Beatrice, being short and stocky, is a bit of a pit bull of a girl, a bit of a cannonball coming at you. Caroline, I think that's the fight I kind of want to see. I just think that would be, because Caroline's very skillful as well. I think that would be a good pair up of skills, physicality, and desire. They would both be looking. They would both be high in all of those categories, but both would be looking to stamp their authority on each other. I wish it was 3 rounds. It would probably be 10-2s, because the styles and the competitiveness to me warrants 3-minute rounds, preferably 12 of them. But I'd settle for 10-3s, to be honest. But 10-2s, I really don't like those 2-minute rounds. I really don't. No, that's not to say that Caroline hasn't shown some vulnerability in the past. I mean, against Beatriz Shin in her last fight, she was given plenty to think of against an extremely tough opponent, and she won a majority decision, Caroline, and she was getting hit. I mean, Beatriz Shin was really incredibly game, incredibly tough, and had a terrific jaw. And Caroline started fast in that fight, but the South Korean lady was game, hung in there, and then towards the end was making Caroline almost, I think, punched herself out a little bit in that fight. And if she does that against Beatrice has got a tremendous engine. That might be the difference. Beatrice with that gas tank, I think she might be able to outlast Caroline, but especially if it was over 10-3s. But it will be over 10-2s if they fight. But like I say, first of all, we're going to get Beatriz Ferreira against Jessica Hahn. I think Terri Harper's going to probably just carry on defending her WBO belt. There might be, she said she wants Dubois. So what we might have is a couple of semi-finals and then the winners meet in the final. That's fine by me. But as Jessica Hahn said when interviewed after Beatriz's win, she said, look, we've all got belts, but we all want to be undisputed champ, and therefore we're going to have to fight each other inevitably. And I think that's probably what will happen. Now, Beatriz, this was a most valuable promotions card that Beatriz appeared on. Again, Jake Paul doing fantastic work in the women's game, giving all these women a chance to show their skills, to show how entertaining they can be. And I think it's terrific stuff. It really is. Whatever you think about Jake Paul, and I don't think much of his boxing career, I don't even know why he's famous, how he made his money, but YouTuber, wasn't he? But he's doing good work in the women's game, and big respect to him for that. So this fight was on DAZN. Let us know what you thought of it. Who would you pick? Beatriz Ferreira versus Caroline Dubois. What about Jessica Hahn and Terri Harper? Where do you think they fit into the mix? But let me know what you think. Let me know, and I'll answer your questions or comments or whatever. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. And I'll speak to you soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and bye for now.